So good evening, everyone, and welcome joining at the Financial Consciousness Call. Cool. So what does it mean for you, financial consciousness? I mean, we could start with that, like she's chill and it's Rocco, me. CF's from Auckland, New Zealand. So the quick question is that what does it mean, money for you, or what is your point of view about being spiritual enough to create money? And also, there is a great thing that we all have a point of view about money. It's not just a point of view, but when you think of money, or when it comes into the picture, you have the energy of money, a certain energy that it means to you, money. It doesn't mean this is the energy of money. It's all your limitations and points of view and blockages plus the energy of money, or everything that shades the true energy of money. So I don't know if everyone knows Access. I mean, most of the people I know from here, so I know that you know Access. If not, just a quick information. So we will talk about different topics, and I would like to invite you to please be aware of the sensations in your body. And it's not just the body, but your whole being. So there will be sensations, feelings, thoughts, emotions, certain things, and the energies are coming to the surface. There will be topics, or just after a statement or a question, you will sense a different type of energy. You can feel lighter, you can feel heavier, you can feel some muscle contraction, anything like that. And this is always a signal of the energies of the things that are connected to that topic for you. And also you can also ask a question, who does this belong to? So you can have more awareness, how much of that is yours or not. Because we all think that we are infinite beings. I mean, the problem is that we just think but don't know. I mean, we know, but we really doubt it.
Yeah, we don't function as an infinite being, usually.
But we are. And let's start it somewhere. Like with money, what can we do? What can we create? So which are the places or spaces in our universe, in our reality, where money cannot show up as what it is? So anywhere where you think of money and anything that you do with money, you can go to the shop, you can buy something online, you can ask a certain amount of money for your services. But do you actually tap into the energy of money? Do you actually tap into the energy of what does it mean in that relation to you, in that very moment? And when you do that, the energy of it and all the blockages will come to the surface. And that's the thing, that's the important thing that allows you to start to work with it. Because actually money is just one of the many, many energies. But are you willing to receive that, no matter what, in all circumstances, without points of view? Because when you have points of view about it, and we always have a point of view about what is right level or what right amount of money, what is the wrong amount of money, what is the perfect way to receive and create and generate money. And any of these points of view, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poco, nine shorts, boys and beyond. So sorry, if this is new to you, like Access Consciousness is new to you, then there is such thing called a clearing statement. And this is the clearing statement, what we use. So the way it works that you are an infinite being and everything in your reality has its own energy. There are blockages. So the blockages has their own energy as well. And when we touch a topic, all the energy of the blockages and the original energy of that thing, let's say money, it also comes to the surface. And you can clear, destroy, and uncreate everything that is not true, that is fake and false for you. And the good thing is that you can't destroy anything that is true for you. So even with your logical mind, when you would like to cognitively follow up, like what the hell are they talking about? So, and I'm not going to clear this because I don't know really if I want to clear it and all the different situations when it can work for me. I don't want to clear that. so here is the information. You can only, when you clear it, only those parts will be cleared that are fake and
not true for you.
Yes. And everything that is true for you will stay. So, and this is the clearing statement, what we use to clear that. Which means all the areas where you made it right or all the areas where you made it wrong, it's a judgment that doesn't allow you to fully receive all the possibilities about that topic. Let's say in this way, money. Cool. So let's get into that area, like how you can create money and what does it mean to start creating a financial consciousness. Because the topic is huge, but we can just start somewhere. So there is this thing, what have you done today with money? What were the things that you were doing today with money? Like, have you been to the shop? Maybe. Or did you try to buy something online? Maybe. Or your kids asked money from you to buy whatever they wanted. What were you functioning in that very moment? Like, what was your first reaction to that thing? It was like, oh, your body said, yeah, I want that. Because there is one thing, your body has an awareness. And primarily, money is for the body. You know, the infinite being doesn't really require money. You are an infinite being. But your body requires food, shelter, and nurturing and all this great stuff. So actually, do you usually ask your body about what is your awareness about? What do you require here about money? And what do you know about money? And also, what will create more? So, for example, you know, you walk in a shop, and then you have a point of view: what is expensive, what is not. We all have many years of entrainment into the price and value. So we value things based on these points of view that we learned. But what if that doesn't really make sense? Like, what if for your body, you know, it would create much more if you would buy something that your body truly requires? It's not really about that listening to all the, you know, all the right diets for you, or all the things that, oh, my body should eat that, or my body should eat that, or this. And also about when you buy a shoe or when you buy clothes, dress, and you ask the question, oh, it's too much, I don't have the money for that. So what are you doing at that very moment with your money flows? There is one thing to be aware of your income and your expenses. And there is another thing that you base your creation on the past. Or if you have, let's say, a monthly income, a fixed income, because you have a full-time job, and every month your employer gives you the same amount, you have an idea, this is how much I earn, so I need to use this money with that awareness, like being aware of that, how much I can spend, so at the end of the month, like before the next salary comes, I still have some. But what are the other opportunities about money that you are not looking into? And month after month, we live in this cycle of looking into that, okay, this is how much I earn, and this is how much I'm allowed to spend. And I always spend the same amount because I don't really want to spend more than what I could earn, what I can afford. And here we go to that space of what you can afford. What does it mean to you that you can afford? Is it a limitation? So when you decided this is how much I can afford, how do you feel? And everything it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And whose point of view is that? How much you can afford? So you can tap into the energy of anything in that shop that you would like to buy, or on that online shop, or when you go to anywhere, and just allow yourself to receive the energy, the wealth, or the contribution of the things in that shop. do you really have to buy it, or it can be a contribution just by willing to receive it? Just again, do you really have to buy everything that you decided to buy, or it can be a contribution if you are willing to receive it? Of course, you can say, I need that loaf of bread, I need to buy that, right? Though the question is that the type of bread, or does your body truly requires that bread? And everything it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what if you would start asking questions about each and every decisions regarding money, even if that's just 50 cents or $1.50 or $2.50? What if I buy you, would you create more? Would it be a contribution to my body if I choose to buy this thing? Let's start with the smallest things in your life. If you spend 50, 100, 150 a week on food in the supermarket, actually, is that the supermarket where those things can be found that's for your body? And we can have all the logical reasoning that, oh, this is the closest one, or this has the brands that I decided to like, or this has that wide range of things, and I don't have to go to different places, so I can buy everything at one place. But what if it has nothing to do with contribution? So are you willing to receive your awareness? Everything that is not that comfortable. So everywhere you decided it has to be comfortable in order to choose. And what is your point of view about comfortable? Who told you what is comfortable about money and choosing? So how much money do you have on a monthly basis after all your expenditures that makes you feel comfortable? So anywhere where you created that sense of comfort and that level of income, are you willing to expand that? So if that's $500 a week as profit or total that you can have, and of course you have a fixed income and you have fixed expenditures, or you try to minimize your expenditures, your cost, in order to have more. But what if there is another possibility without cutting back all your costs? What other possibilities you can receive or invite into your life that you were not willing to look into? And of course you can say, but I have only this profession, I work 40 hours a week or 50. I mean, I don't want to go to another supermarket or go to another place to work. But it's just a conclusion already of what other places can provide money to you. So what if you would start looking into that? If I buy this, would it be a contribution to my body? And what's the energy that comes to the surface? Yucky, easy, light, or vibrant, exciting, or just ugh. And then you can go to the next thing, like, if I buy this, does it create money? And we're still talking about a pack of gum, or flour, or sugar, or simple things, shoe. Okay. If I buy this, will it create money for me? And see how you feel. Please ask. See you. Do you want me to mute you?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep. So you said earlier about not being comfortable, feeling comfortable, and then going beyond feeling comfortable. And so when choosing and asking the body, was it light, was it a contribution, but there's a discomfort because it's out of our comfort zone. How I get confused with the awareness from my body, because when it's out of comfort, I feel lost in reading what is light, what's not light, because it's out of comfort.
Yeah, but who created that comfort, the sense of comfort, or that?
I did in the first instance, right?
So when you say I, what do you mean? Who do you mean by I? I can make it easier. Is that only you, the being, or you and your body, or just your body? So how many times you look at your body saying that I know better?
Many times.
Okay, so that comfort comes from you or from the body? The sense of comfort. So in how many places you decided this is a comfort for the body, and you washed it together, mixed it up, or combined with logical reasoning or a point of view?
Many times.
All right. So can we look into each and every situation one by one and just ask the same type of questions? Because that's what we do 24/7. We go back to the previous reference points with everything.
Mm-hmm.
In one moment, we decide this is the right thing to do. Oh, it feels good for my body, I do it. Cool. And next time when you see the same thing, you have the same reaction as because you look back to the reference point and you keep choosing from that. But, even if that just 5 hours later, it can be totally different. It's not a contribution anymore, or it's a different situation, or it's a different product. Like you can say, I love chocolate ice cream. It's a contribution if I have it, because last time it was great. But you go to the next ice cream shop and it's rubbish. And you sense it's rubbish, but you paid it, you buy it, and you take it. You will have the whole. But, after the first lick, go into the rubbish. I don't want to buy it anymore. I don't want to take it, eat it.
So for that, when it's directly like a direct, very obvious direct contribution to my body, like food or clothes, or body, would I like to wear this or would I like to eat that? I get a flow in the communication with the body, but it's when I'm asking question for like, is it a contribution to invest in this trip? Is it a contribution to invest in this activity? It isn't a contribution to make this investment in this property. And I ask my body, but then there's this stuff then being triggered of, is this a right choice? And then I get out of my comfort zone, and then I lose my compass to what is light for me, what's not light, because the out of comfort overwhelms everything.
Truth. Right and wrong, good and bad, Pod and POC, lectures, boys and beyonds. So if we go back to the beginning, cut short this whole thing about the energy that just came to the surface. And that's the thing, that's where we are lost everywhere. Because there are situations when we say, oh, it's easy to make a decision because I have a good connection now. And there comes, and it's personally different, the trigger point for everyone else, when you say, no, I can't make a decision, it's overwhelming, or for some reason I'm out of balance or harmony or whatever we call it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have that out of harmony, like I can't make that decision, just step into that energy and just ask a question, what else is possible? So just be with that energy of, and that's the great thing, you are out of balance, and just tap into that, be that out of balance, be with that. That's your whole universe, or something that is shading things, or whatever we call it, that contractedness, and just, okay, what else is possible here?
Okay.
And just be the question, what else is possible here? And just allow that shade, that cloud to disappear, to fall apart, to just go away, just melt away. Just be the question. You don't need to have a cognitively recognizable answer, just willing to receive the change. Allow it to change. So be with it. You can only change it when you stay with it.
And also you can ask, who does this belong to, this feeling out of control or out of balance? Is it really mine?
Right and wrong, good and bad, Pod and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. And And the thing is that it can be a bit annoying that this sense of I can't control it, or I don't have harmony, or I don't have my balance now, and I have to do this exercise again. It can be annoying.
Yep.
But does it bring you more awareness of how many places in your life you're not functioning from that possibility of the infinite being you are? You're not functioning from what you could function from.
Yep.
And also you can acknowledge that in how many places you function from the awareness of your body and your being, when these can work amazingly well together. And what are you choosing? Are you choosing to be destroyed or annoyed by this overwhelming sensation of, I don't know, and I'm just, yuck? Or are you choosing to have the ease in each and every situation, no matter what? So when you start to keep choosing the ease, there is amazing effect that shows up. The shit hits the fan. Have you heard that before? So when you choose something, the universe, the quantum entanglement, it starts to create the easiest way for you to get there.
And sometimes the easiest way, I mean, usually.
But why you can't get there? Because you have many blockages.
So it's coming to the surface.
All the shit
Everything
comes into your face. So you choose to have ease, let's say, with money, and clarity with money, and all the things that is distracting you, or making you annoyed and feeling overwhelmed, that just comes to the surface and starts to sort of, oh, it's happening to me, why? And more of that is happening to me. These are the places, these are the obstacles, the limitations that has to go away in order to have that ease. So this is the most amazing thing, because now, when you choose to have more ease with awareness and consciousness about money,
and bad things are happening, or the shit is coming, you should be very grateful, because now it's finally on the surface. Finally, now you know what is that, and it's very easy to clear it after.
So you can do 3 things here. Ask for the ease with money, and also for the awareness and consciousness with money. Because this is your choice. When you ask something, you choose that. You can verbalize it, 10 times a day, or as often as it comes into your mind. Anywhere you go for shopping, or you just decide to look around and have things, buy things, or check things, just keep choosing that, to have awareness, consciousness, and ease with money and with these things that you would like to find. And be aware, you can choose to be aware when the situation happens, when the obstacle shows up, to be aware of that energy. And what it will bring to you, that, very often we do that you would like to change something, and then you fall into that trap again, to that limitation, and then you are blocked and you can't do anything because you are not aware of your tools. And then 5 minutes later, when you are out of it, but it's still there, you just don't look there anymore, but it's still there. And then you start to judge yourself, hell, I had that situation, I didn't use the tools, and blah, 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 blah. That's why we do it, that to choose to have the awareness when it shows up next time. So you will have the tools in your hands. So anything in your life regarding money that doesn't really work, you can choose this, to have the awareness, have all the tools at that very moment, and keep choosing that. So you will have that presence when it's required, when you face all that shit. Let's say you can use it as the window cleaner, like.
Can I use a croissant to wipe it up?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you make the chocolate croissant. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Anything else? Anyone else? And anything else you have? Cool. So now we learned some sign language.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and we were just talking about choice. Like, I can only tell my example. I mean, in my idea, and we function from programs. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. It's just shit, but there is nothing wrong with that. So what? There is something else you have?
Yeah, but I can ask later. It's not related. It's a different question.
Oh, let's have it.
Okay. So I have chosen in the past when I had this awareness that there would be a contribution from my body to say, buy something expensive or take a trip or take a class. And I chose regardless of having that money. And what's happened is the money showed up maybe a few days after. But
I don't believe that.
No, I know, it's crazy, yeah. But most times, only once it showed up as actual money. It showed up as like things that people would give me or some other gift. So that was like really awesome. I was super grateful. But now I would like to be able to create that when I choose, the money shows up as money. So I can pay for the stuff.
What is your point of view here?
I have a bit of a point of view.
So you don't want to be owned by the people around you, right?
Yeah.
So how many times have you been a bitch and had to do some stuff for money? And all the other people's points of view that if you do things for money, or if other people would give you money or give you something, that you have to pay it back or have to pay with your body or with sex, or you will be a slave or you will be enslaved by them if they give you money
or gift or anything.
And are you willing to be owned by others? So what is the comfortable distance that you want, you choose to have with each and every situation, and with these situations and with money? So are you truly choosing, or keeping the comfortable distance is more important for you?
And everything that builds up.
And all the social norm, or you destroy and uncreate all that?
Yep.
And wrong,
good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And actually, were you asking for ease with that creation?
No.
So that's like a magic wand that you can add to anything, like asking for the ease with that creation. Yeah. I mean, and then what if you don't ask for that? Well, it's a bit challenging, but you still can have it, and you will have more awareness. And what is your approach to challenge? Like, yeah, there is a saying that the palm tree grows under the heavy weight, because lots of coconut and it's heavy, and it just grows bigger and bigger. But do you have to be the palm tree under that weight, and you can only grow when things are heavy and hard and sucks? So everything it brings up, you destroy and uncreate all that. So everywhere you decided that things that are easy are not
valuable and not powerful, will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right and wrong,
good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So are you willing to have ease with your creation? And are you willing to
have ease in your life at all, actually?
Are you willing to have ease with receiving? So is that true? So all the lifetimes when you were betrayed or enslaved, or in some way it was sucks, or you judged it hurts that you receive something, and then whether it was a gift or not, and everything it brings up, and you are still functioning from that, from all those decisions and all the promises that you made yourself that I'm not going to do this ever because this is how I ended up.
Mm-hmm.
Will you destroy, uncreate, and
Yes.
revoke, recount, rescind, reclaim, renounce for all eternity. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all men, shorts, boys, and beyond. Here is a good example. So like last year, and maybe you know that I was working in the world of finance for like 10 years. I had the chartered accountant degree, and I thought that it's a lovely time in my life, and it was great. And we were asking for more ease, more money, more freedom.
We asked for change, actually.
Yeah,
But,
big change.
Yeah.
But the point of view was that we grew up with programs, and the program was you have to have a solid income, and when you have it, you know, and it only can come from a permanent job.
And after you can start, or during you can start for business.
Or you can have fun or you can only have fun when you have that permanent job, like, and whatever you call fun is good, but you cannot have fun without that. And that's the only way of safety, the safety net, permanent job. And so what's your awareness about that? And yeah, to what level does it work for you and where it doesn't work for you? And we get to a state where it didn't work for us. You know, when your boss tells you what to do, how to do, and you just, again, no. So do you value yourself to start creating your life? And are you committed to your life? So that was that beautiful moment when we were asking for the change, and the change came. We didn't ask for ease, but we asked for the change.
Within an hour. So
I received the resignation within an hour. Like, we were on holiday and just, okay, there is a restructuring. That's a nice word. Nicely read. Fuck you. There is a restructuring, and then bye-bye.
The whole team, bye-bye.
Cool.
How does it get any
change? You ask for the change, and here it comes in an hour. Cool. And before that, I was asking for a certain amount of money, something like 14,000 New Zealand, because we had an idea to go to France and attend the class and come back. And this is how much it would cost for both of us to attend and have fun and pay all the rent and all the things while we are away. And that money showed up because of the resignation. Like, it wasn't a resignation, it was a firing. But so they gave that money and all the things. So that was what we had. It was created. Creation. Are you acknowledge your creation? Yeah. It's not fun, or you think this is not what I was asking for. So thank you for that. Okay, what do you do after this? But also, you know, we were asking for the change. So things can show up and we have a judgment, and of course we can go into the doubt. So this is the moment to start to use the tools. And it can be painful, but it's never too late to ask for ease. Mm-hmm. And then start to ask for awareness. Okay, we were running on autopilot from in the sense of financial consciousness, because there is an umbrella, a protective umbrella called permanent job and monthly fixed salary, whether you do anything at your job or not. And from this very moment, you have to be aware of all the different possibilities. So it's like when Gary says that, you know, I'm driving my car, and in order to stay present, I go beyond the speed limit. Far beyond the speed limit, because that's fucking uncomfortable, and I have to be present to stay, you know, on the road, to be aware that there is no cop who would catch me and all these things. So are you willing to be that uncomfortable that would force you to stay present? And of course, do you have to force yourself in order to be present to expand? Is this the best way? Is this the most is it that it can be done with the most of the greatest ease? But everything it brings up for you, this trend and create all that. Are you willing to use it as a tool? Right and wrong, good and bad, put and poke, all nine shorts, boys and beyond.
And how can you use it for your advantage, actually? You know?
Yeah, all the shit that you think is a shit in your life that showed up as a shit that you would judge as a shit. So actually, yeah, we were just walking today on the beach and having fun, nothing to do, and then...
And oh my gosh, we were asking for that. Have Zoom calls and holding classes and have fun during the day. Enjoy the sunshine, having some nice meal, walking on the beach. And wow, that was we wanted, yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah. And
okay,
yeah,
cool.
So we acknowledged that, and it was so great.
Are you willing to acknowledge all your awareness, and how many places and times have you judged your financial awareness and consciousness? Of course, why do we judge it? Because we have a point of view that someone else knows it better than us, and what they told us about money and finances, that's true, and what we think or what we are aware of, that's not true. Because someone else knows it better because they already did it, or they are there for longer, or whatever, they were there before. What is the usual reasoning why someone else knows it better? But is the time to start to be aware of what else is possible. So for example, even when you have a fixed monthly income and you would say that, okay, this is how much I have, what else can be done? Are you willing to ask that question? Like, all right, I sense the energy of, let's say, this class or this thing, this jewelry or whatever that you sense that you would like to purchase or buy. It's a contribution. It would be a huge contribution. And I don't have the money now. What else can I add to my life to start creating that? I'm choosing to create this thing, to buy this, to have this thing in my life. But what else can I add for that to come into my life with ease? Where should I go? Who can I talk to? What can I be and do today to have all of that with ease, to have that in my life? And what would your life be like if you would have that? What would it take to have that with ease and fun?
And what if you can have it, for a discounted price or for cheaper?
So what is your point of view? This is how much it costs and I have to have at that price.
Yeah.
What if something else is possible here? So, if you don't function from questions, then you will always cut back. This is the most basic program. If you don't have enough money, cut back your expenses and then you can have what you want.
You are going to conclusion, judgments, expectations.
Yeah, like, yeah, okay, we don't buy this ice cream, we don't buy this coffee, we don't buy this, we don't buy that.
And at the end, you don't buy anything.
And life starts to be shit.
And it's not fun. Because you started to create that, okay, I don't deserve this stuff, so I don't buy this and this and this. And at the end, you can't buy anything. But what would you like? What do you desire in your life?
And a lot of people has this point of view, that just makes me into a buying machine or purchasing robot, that I'm really relying on the market and the media, what they say I will buy. No, we are not talking about that. You ask the question, if I buy this, will it be a contribution to my life, to my body? Does it create more money? You can ask that about food. If I buy this, does it create more money? It sounds weird, but food has a connection to your body. What if when you create more for your body can be even greater contribution in inviting money in different ways. You just please don't judge it, don't have a point of view or a conclusion in which ways. Are you willing to receive that? Even food, even a dress, even anything else in your life, just the decision to have a walk. Are you willing to have that freedom to have a walk in the morning or in the evening or at your lunchtime without feeling that with needs to be done, with jobs, with tasks, with projects. Oh, this is free time, I can use it to do something else. What contribution it would be if you would just choose to be present to your commitment, to your own life and living? What else it would create? I mean, in that last few weeks at my workplace, I went out and had an hour and a half walk, and I was asking for more change, more ease, how things can show up, what else is possible. Just have a walk and being the walking, talking meditation and just enjoying that. And how much ease, I started to see that after a couple of days, the ease just started to be more present, and things just miraculously started to show up in my life. Just because I decided to have that time taken aside for myself, to honor myself, honor my creation, and give that presence to myself. That, okay, there is something else possible. I'm willing to receive it. Being the valued customer for yourself, or being the valuable product. And everything it brings up, where you destroy and uncreate all that. So all the other people's points of view, and then all the programs about money or how much you're worth, like because you have this level of income, you are not worth more than this and that, or because you have this profession, these are the things that you are allowed to buy in order to fit into the box. Like, you earn this much, and this is your profession. Therefore, these are the certain things like jewelry or dresses and furniture and other stuff and food that you are allowed to buy, or because this is your value. This is how you are valued and how you value yourself based on the social norm and based on the certain boxes of judgments and expectations and points of view of others. And everything it brings up, everywhere where you created it and still maintain it in order to fit into the box. And all the places you decided this is the only way to see myself, who I am, because this is who I am, will you now destroy and uncreate all that for all eternity? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And just return back to the sender. So, are you choosing to be the indefinite being that you are? Being totally undefined. Undefined with money. Instead of being the scientist who does everything from logical reasoning, or instead of being this or being that. And, I was a financial analyst for more than 10 years, pricing analyst, senior analyst for big companies like Vodafone New Zealand, IBM New Zealand, Hewlett-Packard New Zealand, all these. And in 10 years, I made no savings at all. What was my point of view? What the hell I was functioning from? What was my financial awareness? Whose reality I was functioning from? No idea what the fuck I was doing for 10 years. Was I committed to my life and creating my life? And everything it brings up, what I can do is just destroy and create. All nine shorts, boys and beyond. So if you would choose to be totally undefined and having no definition to anything that who you are, what you are you willing to start from a clean slate, no matter what you were creating yesterday? Like most of the time we go into, oh my fuck, what have I done? It's too late. It's never too late. No such thing that too late. When we start to compare ourselves to the friends, people around us who we know for many, many years or decades, and oh, they did so much, they achieved so many things, I can't. Oh, they did it and it's too late for me. I will never reach that, what they created. You have a point of view about how you create and what they have done, and you have to copy that. Are you willing to give up all your points of view about how to create something and just willing to receive the various ways all the possibilities that the universe would give you, but how to create. Like a year earlier, I had fucking no clue how to create the lifestyle that we have today. And there are many things I have no clue about, but who cares? Just need to keep choosing. And when you keep choosing, the universe will give you the pavement. It will put you the next step. Cool. You can always do one step. You don't need to be the brightest star, or you don't have to see everything crystal clearly. It's enough if you know one more step. Don't worry about the rest. Just willing to receive the next step. So are you willing to choose no matter what? And the next step will be there. Just don't worry about it.
And be in the question, of course.
Yeah, because when you choose, 100 opportunities will show up, but it doesn't mean all of them are for you or for your choice, what you were asking for. So you need to test each and every of those. Just step into the energy, what comes up, and logically, of course, it will be the perfect, but just step into its energy and ask the question, if I choose this, will it be a contribution, or is this the choice, or is this the possibility that I was asking for, or is this a contribution to the thing that I was asking for? If it's a no, drop it. It can be the most logical thing, but just drop it. It's not worth doing it. It doesn't have that energy and it's just because that was the first thing came into your mind or come into your life. It doesn't mean that's the thing what you were asking for that has the matching energy for your creation. So are you willing to receive all the possibilities and the awareness as well? And everything that doesn't allow you to be smart and outsmart yourself, the being who you were yesterday, will you destroy and create all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all men, shorts, boys, and beyond. So are you willing to compete with yourself? That's the only thing you can do. I mean, that's the only competition that you can be part of, compete with yourself. That's the sweetest way of losing, because you lose against yourself. And if any time when you win today, your past you is losing, and then you can celebrate, hey, I just created more, outcreated myself. So are you willing to outcreate yourself in sense of money and finances and financial awareness? And everything it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. So anywhere where you would judge yourself for being stupid yesterday, and I'm just keep choosing being stupid, because in that case I don't have to admit that I was stupid. Because if I keep choosing, it's right. Will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. Do you have any questions? So, would you like to bring up any of those blockages that you are ready to let go or change? And also, are you willing to receive the space that's just created here? What if you could have this much ease at least with money? And what if you could have one step more?
Go beyond.
Go beyond this level of ease with money.
You can go always beyond.
So anywhere you decided this is the full maximum, the total maximum that you can have with as ease with money or space.
Or receive. I choose to go beyond and beyond and beyond and beyond.
Always keep going beyond, to allow all the possibilities to be seen, to be received. You choose that to receive and then go beyond. There's no such thing as a stupid idea, just there is a stupid judgment. So anywhere where you judge your awareness and your choices and the possibilities, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. So actually judgment has nothing to do with awareness. It's not about, so are you willing to be aware? And all the places you judge your awareness as a judgment, and all the places where you judge your judgment as an awareness. So everywhere you mix this up, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So what it means, the difference between awareness and judgment, when you tap into the energy of something and you have an awareness, it feels light. You have some clarity. I mean, awareness doesn't mean that you have clarity. It's two different things. So awareness tells you the information, but you need to really start to acknowledge it and ask for clarity. And then when you have the clarity, then suddenly you have the ease. All the hindrances, all the obstacles, all the heavy energy just disappears, and you have total clarity, and you are in a space of knowing. So are you willing to have the clarity about each and every decisions and possibilities, not just the awareness? Because awareness can show up as itchy skin. It can show up as being feeling annoyed or stressed. So are you willing to go always beyond and ask for the clarity regarding that way of awareness, that how it shows up? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Is there a question? Do you have a question? Yes.
Anybody else have a question? Because I feel I'm taking all the questions again.
It's your fault.
Yeah,
because you're sucking out all the information from those people, and it's your fault. But are you willing to be the voice for it?
Okay, so about this, so I've had loads of uneasiness with my awareness in the last 2 or 3 days, with being aware of other people's stuff, entities, point of view, judgment, and all very intense in my body, and I haven't had the clarity. So I know I had an awareness. I know it was an awareness, but I couldn't translate that awareness in something that makes sense to me with my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked for the clarity, and it didn't come. So
truth.
It didn't come away.
It didn't come straight away.
So did you ask clarity or clarity with ease? So the difference here is, like the difference here between the two things, that you can ask for the clarity, but if you are not fine-tuned, like if that's not matching for you, let's say the clarity can come in a way that, let's say you expect something from your father, let's say your stupid idea. Let's say your father would give you a gift, and then he gives something else, you don't like it, and then you have an awareness that maybe your father had a point of view. He doesn't want to give me what I want. So now you have an awareness and you feel so annoyed. And here is the clarity, but you are not willing to receive it because you have a point of view about your father. And the gift, what it should be. So you still have a point of view, and that creates the block of transforming the awareness into clarity, or allowing to step into the space of ease with this thing. But if you can ask for ease with that clarity, it can show up in a different way, in a way that you can accept it, in a way that you can receive it. So are you willing to ask for clarity in a way that you can receive it?
Yes, but I also ask for all my point of view to be shown up to me. So I guess I was just getting what I was asking for.
Cool. Are you willing to acknowledge that?
Thank
you were creating the whole thing.
Mm.
So if you ask for that next time, you can ask for the consciousness as well, to have all the tools when it shows up, no matter how it shows up, just to have all the tools So you can work with that. I mean, if you really want all your points of view to show up that are holding you back, then okay, I choose to be aware of that, to have the clarity and then clear it.
Yeah.
I choose to be reminded. I choose to know that when it shows up. But it's something that you need to ask 24/7. It's not something for, oh, I ask it today and that's enough for the rest of my life. Because in each and every moment you choose something regarding money or choose something regarding anything, and how many times it's not choosing from the space of consciousness and knowing, but from a program, from an old way of choosing things. So are you willing to be that undefined being? What new creation can come into your life if you would choose to be that undefined 24/7? And everything it brings up for you now. And everything of that is not even yours. So will you now destroy and uncreate and return back to the sender and to the source for all eternity? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Do you have a question or a comment? Or anyone, anything? Is there any other topic regarding this finance topic that you would like to hear about?
In 2 minutes.
Can you talk about 2 minutes? Can you talk about receiving judgment and money?
Oh, all right. So we heard that 1,000,000 times. Are you willing to receive all the information about it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So cool. How the fuck comes it that, if you receive judgment, then you will receive money for that? And if you don't receive the judgment, then you will lose the money. How does it work? So just, do you remember the last time when you were judged for anything?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel then?
Shit.
So what happened to the infinite being that you are? You were just small,
Yep.
tiny, contracted.
Yep.
Can you create from that space?
No.
All right. But when you're not willing to receive a judgment, what happens? It's still in your universe. It's not that goes away. It's still there forever. Your unwillingness to receive a judgment is like the sticky paper for the fly sticky paper, that you hang up in the kitchen to catch all the flies. So when you have a point of view about that judgment, like they judge you for being whoever, whatever, or what have you done, and you create a point of view that doesn't allow you to receive the judgment, what it does, in your universe, there is this sticky paper, this big wall with polarity, and the energy of that judgment is just hanging around. It never goes away. It will always show up for you at some point, some stage. And what you can do is you just lower your barriers, start to tap into the energy of that judgment. So you have, in order to change something, you have to be with that. Step into the energy, POD and POC, anything that brings up, start destroying and create the whole thing, and then receive. Because what is that? Each and every judgment is a huge pack of free energy. And you are not willing to receive that energy that you could use for your life to create your life. So when someone is judging you, they give you a huge gift. And you have a point of view. That gift is free energy that you could use.
But you put label on it.
So from that moment, it's not free energy, it's shit.
It's a limitation.
So it's a big bag of shit. If you clear your point of view, your label, suddenly it becomes free energy that you can
receive and you can create something great.
You can add to your creation. because it becomes free energy. So are you willing to receive all the fucking judgments about you from everyone?
Are you willing to be grateful for all the judgments, because it's such a great gift for you?
The easiest way to have all
that.
that, when you are an infinite being. But
yeah.
Of course, you have infinite amounts of energy, but if they still give more, why not to receive instead of cutting it off and allowing it to hang around that shit bag in front of your nose, because that's what will happen. It will hang around you, and it's quite annoying with a shit bag around your nose. What you can do is you can clear that label, and then suddenly it will be miraculous unicorn poo that smells so good, so you can use it for something. So that's the thing, to allow it to become a free energy, to clear your points of view so it can come into your life and you can use it. That's how it works.
Thank you.
So there is a question about raising children with healthy money awareness while healing one's own. You mean healing one's own awareness or points of view about money, or healing one's own is what? If you can give some more information, like, so if that's something like, what it can be. Yeah, I can start talking about it quickly. So what is your point of view about healthy money awareness? Cool. And raising children. So all your points of view.
Yeah, how many lies did we buy into? When we have kids, it costs lots of money, and yeah.
So many things. One is that having kids is not a source of money, but it's
taking out the money.
Yeah. And also, the other part of that is all the points of view that you are not a good parent if you can't afford something for your kids, and you have to compete with the other parents, and I think okay, cool. So are you willing to be the infinite being that you truly be? Are you willing to be the creator of your life? So everywhere you bought into that you don't have enough, will you now destroy and create all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all natures, voids and beyonds.
And it doesn't mean you have to buy all the toys for your son he wants. You don't need to buy all the toys.
It's not about that buying the toys, that if you don't buy, you are a bad person, or if you buy, you will be a good parent, or how many toys you have to buy in to be a good parent, or in to be accepted or welcome or beloved by your kids and seen as a good parent by others. And everything it brings up for you, destroy and create all that. So even if you, and right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all natures, voids and beyond. So even if you can't afford it at this very moment, are you willing to receive all the possibilities? It's not about that, oh, now I have to feel bad because I'm not creating this, therefore I have to create more. I mean, how inviting is that, right? Just don't judge yourself. But anything you have today is the result of your creation. But are you willing to receive all the possibilities? It's not like looking in the past, but looking into the future. Are you willing to be the creative and be the source of money? Are you willing to see yourself as the source of creation and not anyone else as the source of creation? Your boss, your workplace is not the source of your creation. You are the source of your creation. So when you have to explain to your kids that why you buy or you don't buy something, so what do? What is, so are you willing to say a yes or a no? And are you willing to give just information instead of a story? So, what Gary says, that give information that empowers people, and they still can choose not understand it or to not receive it. But are you willing to be, when you tell to the kids, hey, we can't afford, we can't have that, or we don't have enough for that, that's too expensive. Your friend's financial situation is different from ours, because that's what kids do most of the time. They see something that the friends have and they want it. Sometimes not, sometimes yes. So just be aware of the space that they are functioning from. And there is no right or wrong here. What's the tool that can work? So be in the question, what is the answer? What is the information that you can give that would create the most in that situation? Is that truly that your child wants that fucking new toy? Or you can just receive him or her? So what if they just want to be received or looked after or nurtured? Are you willing to be that nurturing energy for them? Are you willing to receive them? So you can tap into their energy and start to receive them. And be all the energy that they require from you, that will make them feel welcome, feel nice and received and happy. Are you willing to be? You're an infinite being, you can be anything. Are you willing to be that? All of that energy. And everything it brings up, right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, voids and beyonds. So you can start playing with these questions and tap into the energy of wealth, money, and abundance. And even if in this very moment you don't have the money, it doesn't mean you can't create the money. So in order to change your reality, are you willing to receive a different reality? So just tap into the energy of money, wealth, abundance. You do it just by choosing that you can tell yourself, now I tap into the energy of money, wealth, and abundance. And everything of that, I choose to receive that. All of that, 24/7, no matter what. All the levels, layers, through time and space, I choose to receive that. I'm inviting that. Universe, I'm choosing to have money. I'm choosing to have far more money.
Ease with money.
And ease with money. And no matter what.
Fun with money.
And not because to be a good mother accepted or by others, but because of choosing to create your life. So are you willing to see yourself as a valuable product and are you willing to create the life you desire? And everything it brings up, you destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, voids and beyond. Just start somewhere. There is no right or wrong here.
And
start it today.
And never too late to start.
And never judge your past. I will judge you. Cool. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry that we ran over the time a bit. But hopefully it works for you. And
we will send the recording soon.
Thank you.
Have a great night and see you next time.
Hopefully we can meet someday, somewhere, somehow. Yeah. So, oh yeah.